and gentlemen, welcome to another one of the greatest of all time, TJ and MJ. Spend your dollar or save your dollar movie review. Come on in and listen to what we gotta say about the movie of the day. Woo! It's ready to roll! Let's rock! Pure, unsaturated, delightful cranberry apple. It's a mean drink. Mean drink. Oh yes, peoples. Welcome back to the TJ and MJ Spend Your Dollar or Save Your Dollar movie review. Ooh. That last part wasn't really me singing, okay? That was somebody else behind me singing. So, anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today on the movie reviews? First of all, I want to just point out that we're going to get to some real deal movie review by tomorrow on some stuff that you all know that's coming out. That's right, Infinity Wars. I'll be checking that bad boy out tomorrow, so I'll be giving you my intake. Me and MJ will both be giving you our intake on that, and let you guys know whether spend your dollar or save your dollar. I'm pretty sure you're going to be spending your dollar. Woo! But today's topic, oh yes, we're back to the Star Wars thing because this can never really rest because we're at war with these people. We're at war with Disney. We're at war with Kathleen Kennedy. We're at war with Rian Johnson and possibly JJ too, because he's talking a bunch of smack as well. But anyway, let's think. Here's a thought to you people. I want everybody to ponder on this thought. Okay. And before we ponder on the thought, does Kathleen Kennedy think of all of her fans? And this means Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and JJ. Do they look at us all as, well, let's just find out what they really look at us as. I love keeping you guys in suspense.
To just be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. Right? The racist, sexist, homophobic.
Is that right? Is that right? You could put us on the basket of deplorables because we just pieces of just, you know what, right, Hillary? Yeah. Well, it's starting to kind of feel the same way when it comes to these feminazis like Hillary Clinton. Now it looks like Miss Kathleen Kennedy herself. You know, she was a Hillary Clinton supporter as well. Not that I, bag on anybody on who their political affiliation is with. It's all, everybody has the right to choose who they want to be with, vote for, right? We shouldn't be tripping on who you vote for, right? I would hope. No, that's just not the way society works anymore. Because you don't vote the way the other side tells you to vote. Done. But enough of that part. Let's get back to our flow on Star Wars Last Jedi and the craziness that's going on behind that with people like Kathleen Kennedy. That's right. I'm Kathleen Kennedy, and I'm the queen, princessness of all Star Wars now. Where's my, dadgummit, my lightsaber fell. Where's my lightsaber? I'll be back after these messages, but just remember, girls, we're powerful people, and we can take over the Star Wars universe and put down every man that we see and make sure that they all bow down to me. That's right, me, Kathleen Kennedy, the Princess Queen of Star Wars now. Yeah. Princess Queen of Star Wars now. This woman. Yeah, Miss Kathleen Kennedy. Does she think of us the way Hillary Clinton does? Does she think of us as a bunch of all the Star Wars fans, the hardcore Star Wars fans? Does she think of us as deplorables of the Star Wars, universe now? Are we deplorables to you now, Kathleen and JJ and Ryan? Because it sounds like you guys all look at us as a bunch of deplorables now, because you don't give a flip about any of what the fans say, what we feel about the movies. They just want to go on their little tangents on defending, their antics of pushing a narrative of just stupidness, as far as I'm concerned. Nobody says that you can't have diversity in a movie. Yeah, everybody's for that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But what the problem is when you guys go to the point of basically just knocking everybody else out the picture because you're trying to fit your whole SJW craziness up in there. Your narrative, your will to basically say women are already powerful and they should already be Mary Sue's and just forget any hard work, forget any coming up into standards and working their way to that position. Kathleen Kennedy said something about females that most people assume, and it's an assumption, she says. So let's not get it twisted. I ain't going to twist her words around because I think a lot of people, and myself included, thought that's what she said. But actually, in the review interview, and you're about to see this right now, in her interview, she says that girls or people just assume that girls don't relate to Star Wars or can't relate to Luke Skywalker, and that's been an assumption that's been going around for the longest time. Well, okay, I'm going to counter what you're saying right there after you guys all get to see what she's saying here. Okay, hold on 1 second here. Let me bring that on up for y'all. And here we go.
There was an assumption being made for quite a while that girls didn't care about Star Wars, or that girls weren't identifying with characters like Luke Skywalker or Han Solo. They were only identifying with Princess Leia or characters in other movies along those lines. And I think, it's not just Star Wars that's making this change. I think culturally, and I want to believe that there is real movement and momentum beginning to happen where those kind of lines are being blurred. And
really, those kind of lines are getting blurred, Kathleen? First of all, nobody ever assumed that girls could not relate to Star Wars. My sister and me both saw that movie together in the movie theaters. Now, don't get it twisted. Most boys at that time were the prime go-getters for that movie because it was just boys and girls at the time. Boys always played with little action figures. Girls played with dolls. Kind of the way man and women kind of acts with things. My sister, she always got, little tea party sets and Barbie dolls and things like that. I wasn't into playing the Barbie dolls. I wasn't into playing with the tea sets. Now, when she got the little Miss Bacon oven, I always wanted her to make me little cakes. I loved that toy. When she got that toy, I said, "Mom, please get JJ that toy that she can bake cakes." Because I knew I was going to get me some nice, delicious chocolate little cakes that was made in that little baker oven thing that they came out with. Girls love that stuff. All the girls in the neighborhood used to play with that kind of stuff. And don't get me wrong, you had your tomboys, and you had the ones that kind of were a little bit more, hey, I hang with the fellas, and that was cool. Because we had those girls that hung with us that didn't really care to hang out with all the other girls. They were just more so kind of getting into what the boys are doing, and we was all with it and everything. They like Star Wars, but pretty much everybody in my period of time, whether they're boy or girl, watched Star Wars and loved it. There might have been a few, obviously, girls were probably not into it as much and everything. It was really kind of a guy thing. Just kind of like, I don't know, when when guys are in the monster trucks or most, those type of things at the time, it was mainly a guy thing, climbing trees and shiz and, getting cuts and scratches up there, but, buck wilding in the streets and so forth. That was guys. It was a guy thing. And so forth. Not that girls didn't do it too and everything. And you're saying that that people had the assumption that girls didn't like Star Wars, but they actually did like Star Wars, and they did relate to actually Leia, Princess Leia, everything. Who, if you in the rest of that interview, she actually says something about Leia that well, not a lot of girls could really really relate to Leia. So there's the real key one right there. Wasn't that she said that they couldn't relate to Luke Skywalker? Because which really she was saying, people, is that she assumes that most people couldn't relate to her. She assumes. I don't know why she's saying most people couldn't have the assumption of that. Because I don't know what people she's talking about. Maybe you, Kathleen Kennedy, had that assumption and everything, and now you want to push that off on everybody else and everything. That wasn't the case, because if you notice all these YouTube videos coming out with all these girls talking about Star Wars and everything, well, guess who they're hating on right now, Kathleen? You. They're hating on your stupid behind, because you're the one that's coming up here talking all this stupidness about girls. There was an assumption that only girls could didn't relate to Star Wars and couldn't relate to Luke Skywalker and everything. Well, yeah. No, they can, and there's a lot of them out there that are kind of pissed off at what you said. You might want to check out Geeks and Gamers, Jeremy's little talk on there, where he has a girl that comes on there, and the girl is livid. I mean, she's livid about the whole thing and everything. So go check out Geeks and Gamers. He has some new cats that are supporting the cause on his shows a lot. So, but my thing is that. You get into this little flow boat, about certain things, and it turns people off, Kathleen Kennedy, because all you're trying to do now is over push your ideology of what women should be like in these movies that, starred a lot of dudes a lot of the time. But it's not the fact that the women haven't been starring in roles like this, because we've been getting movies like Tomb Raider. There was a bunch of Tomb Raider movies with Angela Jolie did the first Tomb Raider. Did you know that all the guys played the Tomb Raider game? It was people like myself and friends and cousins and everybody. When Tomb Raider came out, we didn't care that it was a female. We just thought it was a badass game and everything. And this chick Laura Croft was just ridiculous with the double pistols and shiz. Pow, 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 pow. She always had this. Look, I can't even get Laura Croft's look. I'm sorry. And everything. But Laura Croft was the shiz. Nobody was up there freaking going, I assume guys aren't going to really like Tomb Raider because it's a female. That was the last thing that came to my brain. Last thought. I was thinking good gameplay, good controls. It was a 3D. It was one of the first of its kind, 3D action, real action type of game that did the stuff that Tomb Raider did was insane. And that was all bent around a woman, Kathleen. Okay. Then you got people like Mr. Rian Johnson. Oh, now let's get to this guy here, guys, because this flipneck, I think, also thinks of us as a bunch of deplorables who are the hardcore Star Wars fans. And let me bring this up for you, because I think you guys need to read this along with me here, if I can bring it up. Oh, that's her and her girly friends. Okay. So here we are with Mr. Rian Johnson here. And we'll get into this real quick. Let's see. Okay, now as you guys all see, that Mr. Rian Johnson right here is saying on Star Wars, we need some directors who aren't white dudes. Aren't white dudes. What the heck is he talking about? Aren't white dudes. Okay, let's go into further reading on that from what he was saying. Okay, so let's see here. Now, in this here, if I can bring it up a little bit more, we need some directors who aren't white dudes, he said, especially in spite of Lucasfilm's track record to date of, what's this, being only white male directors, and Kennedy knows it too. It just has to happen. I mean, come on, it has to happen. This is what he's saying, people. That more white dudes, need to get out of the director's chair for Star Wars and, and have more black people in there or people of color or whatever you want to call it in this position now, which is cool. Again, I ain't taking nothing wrong. I ain't taking nothing away from that. There's nothing wrong with that. By the way, there's all kinds of black directors out there. And I'm sure it does. See, the thing about SJW people is that they're always trying to make this political point. Right? Now, Rian Johnson, if you think so hardcore about this, then how come you haven't stepped your ass down when they told you when they give you that new 3 trilogy? You should have said, you know what? You guys keep hiring white dudes, man. And me being white, yeah, you guys need to put in like a director, like from the brother from, Black Panther, that brother. There's a number of brothers out there that doing, movies nowadays, and they're great directors. So Rian, why don't you name some of those guys off and say, you guys, I would love to take it. I'm honored that you want me to do the new trilogy and all that, but I'd rather you guys give it to somebody of color. Give it to a black guy, okay? Or, somebody Mexican or someone like that, other than a white guy, because, we need to get this diversity happening, you guys. Come on. Isn't that what he said? Come on, guys. Come on. We need to get these white dudes are just taking over everything. Come on, it's been over for the last. That's because a white dude came up with it, you fathead. It wasn't a brother that came up with Star Wars. It was George Lucas. And guess what? He's white. Yeah. George Lucas came up with those 3 movies, those 3 trilogies in the beginning. And then he came up with the other ones because he already had the outlines for those prequels and so forth. So, yeah, I guess it was a white dude. The next Black Panther movie, I'm sure it's going to be directed by the same brother. You guys you sicken me with this stupid SJW stupidness, man. You guys act like this stuff hasn't been already done. Like more white people need to get out of the movies. Then you take yourself out. Get out of it. And everything. Why are you still directing it then? Go on pass the torch to a brother. I dare you, Rian. Go and do it, man. I know some directors. We can go point them out right now today. Come on, Rian. Give up your seat as a director for the new Star Wars trilogies that they're trying to give you that probably will never come out. And give that seat up and give it to a brother. Give it to a Mexican guy. Give it to an Asian guy. Give it to somebody other than a white dude like you're claiming. But no, see, these guys, all they want to do is talk the shiz. They talk the game, but they don't live the game. That's the problem. Kathleen Kennedy and all of them, they talk the game, but they don't live the game. Kathleen Kennedy, from my understanding now, after all this time that I thought this woman knew the stuff about Star Wars and she's been in the pocket in the inner clique of these people that have made these badass movies throughout the 80s and whatnot, she don't know a damn thing about any of them. She don't know nothing about Star Wars. She really doesn't know. It's like she just kind of like, yeah. But she don't really know. All her mind was set on was once I get this stuff from George Lucas, I'm going to make sure that all women dominate the Star Wars movies now. And I'm going to make them all powerful, overpowered people, and they're not going to work for nothing. Princess Leia worked for stuff. She worked her way up and everything. She came into the picture with the ability of knowledge because that was her background already. And she had her weak sides too, and she had, it corresponded with Han Solo, and Han Solo was there, but they had their bickering, and Princess Leia, George Lucas made Princess Leia into a strong woman. She was no weakling. Everything into the bow, shoots in through the little garbage chute and says, "Into the garbage chute, fly boy." Boom. And guess what? Han Solo liked the attitude. He said, "I'm either beginning to hate her, bing, 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 or I'm beginning to, no. He said, I'm either hating this chick, or I'm beginning to like her. I think I'm liking her." Luke is like this. "Oh, I like her." But anyway, you guys know that scene. So yeah, that was a dude that he was turned on by her attitude, by her, kind of woman strongness, that didn't take no shiz from nobody. So my thing is with Kathleen Kennedy and the rest of her swamp lords of feminazis and her little marching dudes like Rian and JJ and all of them. They're all saying, we want diversity and everything. We need to get more white dudes out of this. Then why are you guys still there? How come you guys are still in the picture? Take a seat, take a step down, walk on over here, say, hey, I got this brother ready to go. Oh, really? Thanks, Rian. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, do that. We would all like that. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see a black brother in there doing a Star Wars movie. But why you guys got to make it all known? Everything. Nobody really looks at the back scenes of who were the oh yeah, Star Wars has got the first black female behind the director, behind that director, behind the director position. Nobody don't never know who this chick is. Nobody never really knows who's behind the scenes. There's black people, white people. They would never really know because all we care about is how badass the movie is. Is the movie kicking? Is the movie on top of is it gonna make some waves and make you dang. I bet you Infinity Wars is going to blow my mind. I can't wait for it. And so forth. And I'm not looking at, oh, there's too many women. Oh, there's too many this and that. No, because these are characters that were built up over a period of time. You know what I'm saying? Black Widow. She was built up over time through the Iron Man movies all the way into the, Avenger flicks. And so forth. She wasn't just somebody that just came out of nowhere like Rey, and all of a sudden Rey's all badass there, and she's like the one that's kicking everybody's butt. Takes out Kylo Ren. Okay, how you take out Kylo Ren, who's a daggum hardcore Jedi on collapsing into the dark side of the Sith? He was Knights of the Ren. Okay. How are you taking out a dude in Knights of the Ring? You ain't even she's not even qualified to hold a lightsaber, let alone beat him, put a big old scar down his face, and she comes out of it with not a scratch? Are you kidding? That's the kind of stupidness you guys did. That's the reason why nobody likes your movie. You guys all sitting back wondering, the people don't like it because no. It's just you guys got all kinds of plot holes. You did all kinds of stupid stuff. You flipped script right. You didn't even stick to the script of what JJ had and everything. And Ryan decided, I don't want any of that. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to just jack up all these characters. You jack up Luke in the worst way. You made him look like a bozo drinking titty milk from a what the hell was that creature? And everything with the breasts is all hanging out, looking all scaly and wormish and just googly, and the creature's like, drinking my milk from my breasts. Everything looks like that's good stuff. Thinking of a drink. Delish. Yeah, so people, I just had to get that little rant out on that. What do you guys think? Do you think that Kathleen Kennedy look at all the Star Wars fans as deplorables of the Star Wars universe and everything? Are we deplorables like Hillary Clinton claims that everybody who voted not for her are deplorables? See, this is that kind of mindset thinking. The people that think like that, those are the people I would never follow. I will never follow people like that. I will not go to your movies. I will not vote for you. I will not follow in your footsteps. I will not believe the rhetoric that's coming out of your mouth. Because right there, you just said the most stupidest thing that could possibly ever be. Those same deplorables that Hillary was calling all deplorables were the same people that, for the last 2 years, the last two elections before this, I'm sorry, not 2 years, the last two elections voted for Mr. Obama. And everything. Now all of a sudden, because they didn't vote the Democratic way, oh, you guys are a bunch of deplorables, racists, homophobos, and all this other stuff. Why am I racist now? I thought I was part of the people that you guys were supposed to be protecting, Mr. Democrat. I thought it was because I was a black guy, you guys were protecting us. But no, as soon as a black person wakes up and smells that coffee, all of a sudden, oh, yeah, he went off the plantation. We don't have to go and hang that one. We don't have to hang that one. Yeah, like they used to do us back in the day. Yeah, y'all want to talk about that stuff? Yeah, back in the day they used to hang us because we ran off the plantation. Democrat Party. Yeah, so But that's all these people are part of anyway. Kathleen, JJ, all of Hollywood. They're all a bunch of liberal flipnecks, in my personal opinion. That's just the way I look at that. That's my opinion. That's the way I think of it. You guys don't like it? Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you and everything. I'm not going to be afraid to say what I got to say just because I have every Star Wars fan has been out there stating their opinion, and now we're all a bunch of deplorables for thinking that the movie sucked. Because we didn't vote the way you guys wanted us to vote. We didn't think your movie was great the way you wanted us to think it was great. And everything, you know. That's how it is. Now we got this, you know. The Force is female. Since when did the Force become a gender? Because I don't remember the Force ever being a gender, Kathleen. But see, when you say stuff like this again is what makes the wheels turn in our heads. And we start going, why would you say that? The only reason why you would say something like that is because your purpose is to go, Force is female and only females are powered with the Force. And we're going to change the whole narrative around now, and we're only going to make women badass in these movies. And all you other guys, well, yeah, guys, they got to look like doofuses now. Everything. The Empire, when I remember in the old Star Wars movies, the Empire, as much as those guys may be messed up with Darth Vader sometimes, they didn't look like doofuses. It was serious. It was a serious thing. It wasn't like, oh, we're going to go deal with the whining kid that's going to go crazy with his lightsaber and start slashing up, hacking things away because he's all going through a tantrum. That's what they pretty much did to Kylo. They made him into a tantrum, what's that, the little 2-year-old, the terrible twos, they call that. Yeah, my little girl went to terrible twos. She was 2. She wasn't daggum 25, Kylo. Cutting shiz, no. Grown woman now. She's doing real well. Don't throw tantrums. She takes the good with the bad. And she knows how to get right back up on her feet. She ain't throwing a tantrum about it. And everything. Like you guys did in that daggum Last Jedi movie with Kylo. Stupid. But see, now you got things like this right over here. And Kathleen thinks that that's just the way it should be now. This is the reason why we're all against you, Kathleen, because you're not quite grasping that we look through all this stuff and we say, really? Really? Is this what Star Wars is coming down to now? Oh, what's coming down to? You guys got to put in race and all this other stuff. Nobody even thought about that stuff before. So you guys act like a black guy hasn't been in Star Wars before. Yeah, black guy's been in it. They made a prominent character called Lando Calrissian, who was the bomb. Lando was the bomb. And everybody loved Lando. But you guys you guys come up with a character that's supposed to be like, oh, let's bring in a brother in there. How come you couldn't make the brother more like a cool, raw cat like Lando? No, you made him into a goofball. Walking around with a bubble thing, leaking liquids out. Where's Ray? Pose like, yo, come on, man. The place is blowing up, man. Let's get out of here. Come on, dude. Let's go get some tasty ones on a ship or something. Yeah. Made them into those kind of characters. Why the girls were like real raw. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, girls. We're powerful. We're princesses. A power. Yeah. And maybe I'm politically incorrect now. Calling this a princess now? I guess girls don't actually like being called that actually anymore. And so forth. That's the way the feminine Nazis are pretty much making it. Don't call us princesses. We're like queen kings. We're kings. Call us kings. Pretty soon that's what they'll be trying to say. It won't be they're queens anymore. They're going to want to go ahead and take on the manly vibe and call it king. No, I'm not a queen. I'm a king. But you're a girl. Whoa, what did you say? What did you say? He's being a misogynist. He's against women. And if he's against women, he's a racist too. He probably hates black people. So sick of you people bringing up that stupid mess, man. That race card mess. That SJW mess. That, oh, he's a homophobe. He's a misogynist. He's a race hater. You guys know what you guys are? You're race baiters is what you are. Race baiters, Rian. Hating on your own race is pretty much the way I looked at that quote. We need to get rid of all the white dudes. Come on, man. Come on, peoples. Everything. No. Everything. If you guys get a brother in there, get a brother. My whole thing is, Ryan, what you preach, you need to act upon what you preach and everything. You preaching it. I don't see you giving up your seat, though, to the next director or black brother. And okay, I don't see you giving your brother that seat up to a brother now for the next 3 trilogies. Put your freaking freaking foot in, your words where your mouth is, whatever the heck you do, whatever you say coming out your mouth, put it into real action. Real action. If that's the way you feel, man, okay, cool. Then go and do it then. You have the power to do it. You don't have to do the next 3 trilogies. You could have said, you know what? I want to give this over to somebody of another color. Let them have their opportunity. I already have my opportunity. Give it to a black guy. But no, you ain't doing that, though, are you, Ryan? You're not doing that. Everything. You know why? Because you're full of you know what. We all know what you're full of. You guys talk your little points so you guys can make it look like you're looking good in front of us black folk. Oh, wow. Did you hear what Ryan said? Yeah, he's like, he's one more of brothers to direct. I like that guy, man. Yeah. Yeah, he's all right. We ain't looking at you like that, dude. Us smart people, we ain't looking at. We see right through you, man. I see right through you. I see exactly what you guys are doing. You try to act like you placate to us blacks or Mexicans or any other minority race, and you trying to act like you all on our side. But when it really comes down to it, you ain't really pushing forward to make sure that we get into those movies and so forth. I don't really see it happening, bro. And then when you do put a brother in the movie, you make him look stupid. Yeah, that's real great. Thanks for making us look dumb. Everything. Finn's character is whack. I'm sorry. He's a joke. I hope the guy can get into some better movies and so forth. Because the Star Wars movie that you guys made him, you made him into a joke. Maybe JJ might come up and start thinking, let's turn Finn into something good. But by that time, it'll really be too late anyway, because I'm not going to go watch your movies anyway. I'm done with Star Wars. Star Wars, since Force Awakens, I'm done with. I ended my collection after Force Awakens. And I probably really won't even go watch Force Awakens that much anymore, because the fact is that Last Jedi destroyed Force Awakens as far as I'm concerned, because everything that was Force Awakens was supposed to lead up to Last Jedi. And now it's a big joke. Everything. And you guys look at us as deplorables. So, people out there watching this right now, what do you guys think? Put it down in your comments. What do you think? Do you think they look at us as a bunch of deplorables of Star Wars, and that the fans, because the fans really don't matter, they're trying to go and grasp all this new fan base, which is all cool. Go right on ahead. Good luck without us, though, because you guys forget we're the ones that kept this franchise going. It's called the almighty dollar. This is what you guys need to keep this franchise going. If you ain't making this money, you ain't making that no more, you ain't making no more movies. People are like, Infinity Wars I'll guarantee you will blow daggum Star Wars out the water. It's going to blow The Last Jedi out the water and so forth. Mark Hamill is already coming out, and I'm going to say this probably in my next one. Mark Hamill's already coming out saying what he's been really feeling lately. Yeah, he's been having some talks with George and so forth. And Mark Hamill's just like, dude, I'm done with this franchise, dude. These guys freaking destroyed Luke Skywalker. They destroyed everything. It's not even the same to me anymore. I'm done with it. And he says this in some French interview. Some of you guys might want to check that out and everything. I saw a cat on YouTube talking about that and bringing up the article. I think it's SC, what's his name? SC Reviews or something like that, or Views. You need to see his stuff sometimes. He throws out some interesting flair on Star Wars as well, along with John Talk Star Wars. But these guys are phenomenal in what they talk about. They know, they put it straight. I'm just another cat out there giving my little point of view. Normally I like to do my reviews on here, and that's what we do. Trying to get our channel up there and trying to make things happen. Click the subscribe button, the subscribe button if you guys want to join up with my rhetoric. I say all kinds of stupid stuff, so don't mind me. So anyway, you guys, have a funkified day. I'm going to be going checking out Infinity Wars tomorrow. This is just my point of view on all this craziness. Again, Kathleen, Rian, JJ, you guys can, take a flying leap for all we care. The sooner you guys are out, the sooner you guys are fired, the better it'll all be for us all. Because we want our Star Wars back, and as for right now, as long as Kathleen Kennedy's running things, I'm done with it. I'm not watching no more Star Wars stuff. We just constantly keep talking about it because we want to put out there that this kind of stuff we're not going to tolerate. So people, we can put our vote down. We can't put the stomp down on their whole organization by just not spending the dollar. Do not spend your dollar on this stupidness anymore, because I'm not recommending it. That's from TJ and MJ. Spend your dollar or save your dollar movie reviews. You guys keep the funk alive. This is TJQuake, the Ghetto Gamer. I'm saying out, and don't forget to subscribe. Is that right? Subscribe.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of the greatest of all time, TJ and MJ. Spend your dollar.